What's up, fool? Okay. Yeah, welcome to my top 10 unpopular gaming opinions of all time. Oh no, Yazzy's ruining the Australian V-Wolf match. Yazzy, drop it. Hey, drop. Yazzy, drop. Okay. Man, poor Australian V-Wolf. Well, anyways, let's get to my top 10 unpopular gaming opinions. And, let's just see, how this goes and stuff. But, yeah, I just want to speak my mind about certain things, and that was for V-Wolf. Not really hurt. Alright, here's my top 10, let's go. Okay, my number 10 spot on my list is going to be that Final Fantasy is like a game series I could really care less about, honestly. Like, a lot of people really love this series. They made like 15 games altogether in this series so far, and actually there's a 10-part 1 and 2 and a 13-part 1 and 2, so honestly there's 17 games in the series to be if you want to count the exact amount of games. And I don't know, most of them are I just don't care about any of them, honestly. I just don't. And 7's by far the coolest of them all because I like the characters Cloud, Sephiroth, and, you know, Aerith, Tifa, all those people that people like. And I don't know, I can't get into that series. I just can't do it. It's too boring over time. I don't know. It just doesn't do anything interesting to me. There's some cool characters like I just named from 7, and Final Fantasy 8 Leon is cool and stuff like that. But as just the play overall, once I play like an hour of it, it's like, yeah, that's Final Fantasy. I never ever want to turn it on ever again and play. I just can't do it. People love this series and I just can't get into it. In Final Fantasy 15 and 13, they really changed the game where it's not just turn-based, and they really tried to make the series more interesting, but the frame rate absolutely sucks in 15, and I really tried to get into it, and that kind of sucks, because it seemed like it could have been a really good game, and it kind of gave me like a Kingdom Hearts sort of vibe, the 15 one, but the frame rate is so bad, and I just don't like any Final Fantasy games, sadly, as much as I want to give appreciation to 7 and 8, because those are definitely my favorites, but I can't finish them. They're just too boring. I lose interest in them. So that's my number 10 for an unpopular video game opinion, and we got 9 more to go, boys and girls. Let's go! My number 9 spot on my list is going to be that Silent Hill Downpour is actually one of the best horror games I've ever played. I would actually put it at top 5 to 10, and I would give it an A rank. A lot of people give this game a 5 or 6 out of 10, and honestly, I think it's a great game overall. Silent Hill Downpour for the PS3. Everyone shits on it, and they say this is the game that actually killed the franchise, and it's like, there's no freaking way. This game's way too good. I actually did it for my channel too. Highly recommend that playthrough too. It's just a great game. Honestly, it could be, and honestly, playing wise, it's actually the best Silent Hill game. Silent Hill 2 has like the best story, and that's personally my favorite by how well it is. Like, just its whole presentation, its aesthetics, and the backgrounds and all that stuff. But Silent Hill Downpour, like, the gameplay is really fun in it. And the story is equally as good, but Silent Hill 2's story is a little bit better, but Downpour is like a close second. And people say this is by far the worst in the series, don't waste your time with it. And I really don't get it. I think it's a freaking amazing game. I guess that's my number 9 on my list. And yeah, this game deserves a lot more credit than what it's deserved. And after this game, the company went bankrupt because not enough people cared about it or supported it. And it's like, how? It's pretty damn good. I don't know, that's just me. Anyways, let's get to my number 8. Okay, my number 8 on my list is a game series that everyone absolutely adores, to like Kingdom Come and Hell and Heaven and Earth and all that back again. Like, they just freaking love this game. I don't know. Like, it's a good game, but it's not replayable at all. And this pick I chose is the Legend of Zelda series. For me, is not replayable at all. I played 3 of them, and it was Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and Wind Waker. And after I played those 3, I can't revisit them, nor do I care to play any other game in the series. I just can't do it. They're all the same to me, and they're not bad. They do a great job, good controls, good puzzles, all that stuff, and it was fun playing through it too. But I cannot ever go back to the series, and no Zelda game at all will even make a top 200 games of all time for me, if not even 500. It's just a game to me. People say like it's the best of all time, like this has to be #1. Majora's, like, I mean, Ocarina of Time, this game is like easily a top 10 game or a top 20, and it's like, how? There's so much freaking games out there that just like makes it so much more interesting to play than this game. Like, it's an experience. I'll give you this. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, it's an experience for sure. It's a great game, but there's so much better shit out there for people to play. That's just my opinion. And that's what this video is, unpopular game opinions. And if you can't take it, don't see it. Don't see this video anymore. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel about Legend of Zelda. I like Link as a character, Zelda's cool, like Ganondorf's cool, all that stuff, but it's just gameplay and setting and just going to another dungeon. It's just whatever. It's just the same shit over and over again. Different art style, same shit over and over again. And then people say like, yeah, but you can say about fighting games and this and that. It's like, yeah, but I'm just not interested in Legend of Zelda, which makes it my list. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I can't get into it. That's it. I had to say it. It's just I cannot even put this in the top 300, 500 games of all time. I can't do it. I can't do it. I could always think of something else over these games. That's just me though. Yeah. Anyways, let's get to my number 7 pick. Oh, so controversial. Alright, number 7 on my list is, I'm gonna say that modern Sonic games are actually way better than classic Sonic games. That's just me. Because I like when games experiment more for the better. And don't get me wrong, a lot of 3D Sonic games like Sonic Boom, Sonic 06, Sonic and the Lost 7 Rings or some shit, like, they're just not good games. They're terrible failed experiments to me. But a lot of the other like 3D Sonic games like SA1, SA2, Sonic Heroes, Sonic Unleashed is good for the most part. You know, Sonic Lost World, Shadow the Hedgehog for me. Like, I don't know. Oh, and Sonic Generations. It's just so good. And the 2D Sonic games are Sonic 1, 2, 3, 3 and Knuckles, Sonic Mania. So basically there's like 5 or 6 in the series, but I feel like there's like more 3D Sonic games I enjoy more. And I just like the take they do on those sort of games over the 2D ones. And a lot of people like the 2D ones, I feel like, so I feel like it's kind of like an unpopular opinion on my part. And yeah, it's just funner. It's just more fun, the 3D Sonic ones. You just see more and all that stuff. But overall, the Sonic series has great soundtracks besides Sonic Boom. Every other Sonic game, amazing. Great music throughout the whole series. But I just prefer the 3D ones more. It's just more dynamic and all that stuff to play, while the 2D ones is just like run and jump, while the 3Ds there's just like more controls involved and all that stuff, and I think it's more interesting personally, and that's why I pick it for number 7 on this list. Let's get to number 6. Okay, number 6 on my list is, I want to say that I'm not interested in any Pokemon game I've ever played in my life. Like, back then, my cousins had like a Game Boy Color, and like, I always wanted to play Pokemon Yellow, I remember, and I had a blast with it for like an hour or so, but once I actually, like, they let me like borrow it for the weekend or whatever, it's like, it's just not fun overall. It's just very repetitive and boring. I feel like it's like kind of like a Legend of Zelda effect, where it's not a bad game, it just loses my interest so fast, the Pokemon games. I love the show, Jesse James, like, you can't beat that shit, you know, and Meowth, who could like talk out of any Pokemon besides Mewtwo, but Mewtwo's more of an experiment. But back to the topic of the games, the Pokemon games are just very repetitive and boring to me, and I don't know, it's like such like a grind fest, I would say, and I don't know, I can't get into Pokemon games. They're all the same to me for the most part. They try to change little things here and there, but you're just catching Pokemon or taking pictures of Pokemon, and I just can't get into the series. I still respect the Pokemon. I mean, we named Eevee after a Pokemon, for God's sakes, you know? But I don't know, I can't get into the games. I just can't do it. Even Pokemon Stadium. It's like, it's cool, but I lose interest. I just do not care about the series, sadly. And I just wanted to say that. That's my number 6 pick. Let's get to number 5. We got a special guest, Eevee the Chicken Nugget. Anyways, number 5 on my list is going to be the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I know this isn't like really a gaming opinion, but it has something to do with like a gaming like idea. Basically, this movie, the Super Mario Bros. Movie right here, I think it's an amazing movie. And people hate this movie to Kingdom Come. And I kind of get why, but it's so cheesy. It's so like unrealistic that I love it to death. I love it. Like, Mario's the scared one, Luigi's the brave one, Dennis Hopper is Bowser. I just love this movie. I think it's really fun to watch this. This was like me and my mom's like favorite movie of all time. And like, I feel like it would make this list. It's like a top 10 unpopular gaming opinion. It's like a gaming movie, so it's like, you know, it's kind of, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it's probably cheap. Like, no one would ever guess it, obviously. But I'm just giving you a little like history on myself that this movie actually means a lot to me. It always makes me laugh. It's corny. It's cheesy, and I don't know. I like not taking movies seriously. I think it's really fun, actually. So yeah, I personally love that, and I actually can't wait to see this from my mom whenever I see her again. So there you go. Let's get to number 4. Alright, my number 4 spot is that Mega Man X3 is better than Mega Man X1 overall. Like, Mega Man X1 is basically a perfect game in every sense of the way. The music, the way the game plays, like, the upgrades. You don't have to pause the menu and switch your weapon gear. You could just click a button and you could just switch and cycle through every one of your Mega Buster, like weapons and shit. And I really preferred it. I always hated that about early Mega Man games where you have to pause the game and then you have to click your weapon that you want to do. It's so like boring. I always hate it. It's like such an annoying thing to me. And then you could like switch with like one button, like a click of a button. And I think they did that in Mega Man 10 as well, by the way, but that's like a newer game. But Mega Man X introduced like you could just cycle through things without pausing it. And Mega Man X1, holy shit, the soundtrack alone, let me say this right now. The soundtrack alone is so freaking good. It's probably like the top 3 music video game soundtracks of all time. It's so freaking good. I highly recommend it. And it's like, so how the hell does Mega Man X3 beat it? Well, this is my opinion, and you don't have to agree with me. The reason I say Mega Man X3 is better is that you have like basically almost all the upgrades from the first game, and it's implemented in the third game, and you expand upon it. Basically, you start with the slide, you start with a charge shot thing, and you just, I don't know, it's like there's just so much more you can do in X3 than X1, and X1 has like cooler stages overall and stuff, and like music, I would even say. But just the way X3 plays is just a lot more interesting to me than X1. And honestly, a lot of people do not like X3. They even think X2 is better. But X2, I think, is complete dog shit. Because there's way too much cryptic stuff you have to do in that game in order to beat the main game. And I freaking hate it for that. It's not a bad game, but you have to know certain things in order to beat it, and I just think it's stupid because of that. And plus, the music's not even that good. X3's music's very good, but X1 soundtrack is the best. But as an overall game, I have to say X3 is my favorite of all time for Super Nintendo.
Boys and girls, are you ready? It's the man himself. It's the aquatic creature from the deepest part of the sea. You all know and love him. Oh my god, it's Toxic Seahorse. Oh, man.
Alright, my top 3, I don't think anyone's gonna agree with me. And if they do agree with me, I will be very, very, very shocked. I will be extremely shocked, actually. So my number 3 spot, all 3 of these could be number 1, by the way, because all 3 of these are very controversial. But seriously, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. So my number 3 spot is, I believe that Parappa the Rapper 2 is the best music game I've ever played in my life, and I think it's the best game of all time. The reason I say that, it's like all original music, and it's just fun to go with the rhythm of the song, and you create your own beat with it. And I really like that. Not the first game, just the second game, Parappa the Rapper 2. And I can't wait to hear people, if they even get to this video, say like, what about the Guitar Heroes and rock bands and like, you know, Guitar Hero Live and all that shit. And there's so much music games out there. Dance Dance Revolution. It's like, yeah, that's cool, but I just prefer the cheesy, fun, upbeat, original songs, personally. That's just me. I think it's a lot better. Yeah, I'm saying it. I think it's a lot more fun and interesting and better to play and all that shit. I just do. And it's like, but dude, these are like real songs from real bands. And it's like, yeah, I get to listen to it. I don't really want to play it though. I just lost interest in it. Because back then, I used to love that shit. Guitar Hero 1 was like my baby. I used to love that game. But over time, I just don't care about it anymore. It's like, I'd rather just listen to the song itself at this point. It's like, that's a cool idea, but it just kind of lost interest for me. And Parappa the Rapper 2, it always puts a smile on my face. Cool cutscenes, cool characters, good sound, funky beats, awesome tunes, like cool menus, all that shit. I just love this game. I think it's the best music game of all time. I don't think anyone will agree with me. All 3 of these could be my number 1. Oh yeah, I'm saying this shit. I mean what I say. I'm Tom Wolf. Okay, let's get to my top 2. Okay, are you all sitting on these last 3 I'm giving on? Okay, so my number 2 is gonna be this game right here, Resident Evil 6 for the PS4. It's also on PS3, but the PS4 fixes all like the bugs and frame rate issues this game used to have on the PS3, and it was still good on the PS3, but this version right here for the PS4, they fixed everything. You get all the DLC for free and all that shit. So it's like, okay, so what's the unpopular gaming opinion, Tom? Well, the unpopular gaming opinion is, this is actually my second favorite game in the series. Like, Resident Evil 4 is like so untoppable, it's not even funny. But this is actually a close second, I'm not gonna lie. The mechanics are great. Like, what about Resident Evil 2 Remake? I like this game more. And guess what? This is considered one of the worst Resident Evil games of all time. And I just don't agree with it. I don't. I think the mechanics are great, the characters are great, there's co-op online, the mercenaries mode where you can just shoot a bunch of zombies all at once, and it's hard and it's scary at times, and all these people just shit on this game for no reason. I really don't know why people shit on this game. I want to know why. The only reason people shit on this game is like the story's ridiculous or stupid or whatever, and then I'm just like this. So you think every Resident Evil game story is just like perfectly narrative and like a fucking Oscar-winning like movie and shit? Are you kidding me? Every Resident Evil game is ridiculous. You're not supposed to take it serious. It's a fucking video game. You play it and you have fun. That's it. That's it. Like, what the fuck do you want from this game? This game controls great, the frame rate's great, and all that shit. You gotta get the PS4 version, you're all set. And people give this game like fucking 4 or 5s out of 10s, and it's like, no. And they give like 7 and 8, like Resident Evil 7 and 8, like 9s and 10s and shit. And it's like, this game's a fucking masterpiece, and it's first person and shit. And it's like, what the fuck? That's not even what Resident Evil's about. Those are good games, but they're not even Resident Evil games. I played them. They're not even that great, honestly. 6 is a masterpiece. If anything, people should shit on 5. They did a lot more worse mistakes with that one than 6. I'm just so mindful that people don't like 6 more than it deserves. It's really good. And honestly, the story is really good. And everything people say bad about this game is actually really good to me. That's the funny part. This should actually be my number 1 maybe, but I don't know. What I'm gonna say for my number 1, no one's gonna agree with me, but I personally just think it's the best. So get ready for it. Alright, let's get to my number 1. Alright, you guys got 2 blows to the head. Get ready for one more blow. The top 3 are... I feel like I'm the only one on this, so here's my number 1. My number 1, I gotta wear my shades for this one. Get ready, boys. It's my boy, the Tails doll. Y'all know and love him. He's from Sonic R. Yazzie, stop biting him. Anyways, the Tails doll, he thinks that this is the best Sonic racing... Well, no. This game, Sonic Racing, Sonic R for the Sega Saturn, which I can play in the Sonic Gems for GameCube, it's the best racing game of all time, and guess what? I freaking agree with you. I think this is the best racing game of all time. People would say Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 64, Crash Team Racing, all that shit. I by far think Sonic R Racing is the best racing game of all time, and it's like, Tom, are you freaking kidding me? This game's broke. It doesn't even play right. The controls suck. All this shit. But you know what? I freaking love it. The music's great. I love the graphics of it. I love the characters. This is why I got a Tails doll. Look at it. Just look at it. It's the freaking Tails doll. Yazzie wants the Tails doll. Alright, Yazzie. Enough. Okay. But I mean, Sonic R is great. I mean, well, to me. You know, I wouldn't even recommend this game to anyone. It's like a Tom pick. And this is a Tom list. And I hope you enjoyed the Tom Wolf list and pick video. That's it. I just love Sonic R. I think it's a fun-ass game. TJ Davis is an amazing artist. She has a lot of great underground shit that no one ever talks about. And I'm gonna bring this up to Fox McCloud, and he agrees with me on this. Are you boys ready? I'm gonna clap my hands. Am I Only Dreaming? What a fucking underrated song. Holy shit, what an underrated song. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, that's all I gotta say for my top 10 Tom Wolf unpopular opinions in video games. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you all hate my opinions, then that's on you, and my opinions to me, and I would love to hear your favorite unpopular opinions. And stay classy, always eat your pizza. I tried to do the best I could, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Anyways, boom chakalaka. Let's go to my next video in the far future, and this is Evie, the Chicken Nugget, signing out.